time.
No, I know, but I'm trying to think of how it actually
Once
starts.
upon a time.
All right, Jesus. Once upon a time, there was a man who did not look like normal men. He stood about 9 feet tall, and he was made entirely of these fluffy pink pillows. His arms were pillows, his legs were pillows, his body was a pillow, and his fingers were little tiny pillows. Even his head was a big round pillow.
Circular pillow.
It's the same thing.
I prefer a circular pillow.
His head was a circular pillow. And on his head he had 2 button eyes and a big smiley mouth that was always smiling, so you could always see his teeth, which were also pillows, little white pillows.
Do you smiley mouth like the Pillowman smile?
Now, the Pillowman had to look like this. He had to look all soft and safe because his job was a very sad and difficult one.
Oh, here it comes.
You see, whenever a lady or a man had a very sad and dreadful life, and they just wanted to do away with themselves, just end their lives and end all the pain, well, just as they were about to do this, by gas or by razor or by bullet.
So by jumping off something really big?
Yes, by whatever preferred method of suicide. Preferred's probably the wrong word for that, but anyways, just as they were about to do it, the Pillowman would go to them. He would sit with them and he would gently hold them and he'd say, "Now hold on a minute." And time would slowly stall. And as time stalled, he would go back in time to when that man or that lady was just a little boy or a little girl, and the life of horror they were to lead had not yet quite begun. And you see, the Pillowman's job was a very sad one, because the Pillowman's job was to get that child to kill themselves, and so avoid all the years of pain that would just end them up in the same place anyways, facing a river, facing a shotgun, facing a lake. But I've never heard of a small child killing themselves before, you might say. Well, the Pillowman would always suggest the child do it in a way that made it look like a tragic accident. He'd show them the bottle of pills that looked just like sweeties. He'd show them the place on the river where the ice was too thin. He'd show them the parked cars that were just too dangerous to run out between. He'd show them the plastic bag that had no air holes and exactly how to tighten it. Because mommies and daddies always find it easier to come to terms with a 5-year-old lost in a tragic accident than they do with a 5-year-old who has seen how shitty life is and taken action to avoid it. Now, not all the children would go along with the Pillowman. There was this one little girl, a happy little thing, who just wouldn't believe the Pillowman when he told her how awful life could be and that hers would be. And she sent him away. And he went away crying, big gloopy tears that made puddles this big. And the next night, there was another knock on her door. And the little girl said, "Go away, Pillowman. I told you I'm happy. I've always been happy and I'll always be happy." But it wasn't the Pillowman. It was another man, and her mommy wasn't home. And this man would always come visit her when her mommy wasn't home, and soon the little girl became very, very sad. And as she sat facing an oven on her 21st birthday, she said to the Pillowman, "Why didn't you try to convince me?" And the Pillowman said, "I tried to convince you, but you were just too happy." And as she turned up the gas as high as it would go, she said, "But I've never been happy. I've never been happy."
Can you skip to the end, please? This bit's a bit boring.